Destination Newry, it's the morning programme, Good Morning Newry and More in the World. I'm Rowan Hand. This is Sergeant Sam Hoey, who's the man, the incumbent of Crossmaglen. You're out there in the midst of the community there, Sergeant Sam. How's it been this last week? It's been a busy time?
Busy time.
What's happening?
The kids have got off school for Easter.
Yeah.
So we're out keeping an eye on their schools.
Yeah. What does that mean? That people don't come in and vandalise them and damage you and stuff like that?
We run a scheme called School Watch, and basically it's a scheme where we encourage members of the community that live close to schools to report any damage or any kids getting into the schools when the schools are closed.
Be an unusual enough thing for kids to want to break into school. Yeah. In my days, we were always trying to break out of school.
Similar to me. But sometimes, there can be damage caused to schools, and it's a substantial amount of money. And it obviously creates a lot of distress, and the young ones then have to move classes and whatever. But it's just more or less to cut down on the criminal damage to the schools. There's no issue with people playing football on a
schoolyard or whatever. That's all good. But
it's
once they break the window and go inside, that's a hiding to nothing, really.
Definitely.
How many folk have you out there in Crossmaglen working there?
We have currently we run a couple of teams in Crossmaglen station itself. There's probably in total about 12. 12 in Crossmaglen, and then in Newton Hamilton we would probably have 40 odd. Patrolling on a 12-hour system. On a system,
But you wouldn't have 40 people on over 12 hours, would you? No. You break it up and you're working.
And then at Rowan, I would be in charge of a small neighbourhood team. We have 4 officers in our neighbourhood team.
And what does the neighbourhood team do, really?
Well, I'll give you an example. Today, for example, their programme for today, I would do the programme about a week in advance. So they're going to take the speed trailer out, so anybody around White Cross or Bestbrick, keep the speed down. It's just
You'll be there with the thing to ping them, no?
It's the big screen. The big screen.
And it tells you the speed you're doing on it.
It's not for enforcement. It's purely for education.
For information.
So it'll alert you to your speed. And show you, we'll have a sign on it telling you what speed you should be doing, but it's not for enforcement. So they're doing that this morning, and then some of the officers are going out to do trailer marking.
That's for the agricultural sector.
Farm watch. Basically, it's if you have a trailer, we give you an individual number, and we go out and mark your trailer. It's a very good scheme. It just means if it's stolen, or it's we find it in a certain area, we have a database and we look up the number.
It's like a microchip for the dog.
Basically, yes. Basically.
The same
and
thing.
It has taken off. We've been in the mart. We would go to the mart and meet groups of people. But we would also go out to individual farmers that wanted their
I know last year there was a fair amount of that thievery going on.
Yes.
What's it like now? Has it gone down? Has it reduced?
It's quietened down a wee bit. We've had some really good successes. We've recovered some tractors in the Bestbrick area and out towards Newton Hamilton. We've also recovered a lot of plant. A lot of the machinery that's stolen, there's actual trailers and slurry tankers and stuff in the back, and working in conjunction with the Garda, we've recovered a lot of stuff just south of the border. Because what these folk up here to do is they steal it up the country, is the easiest way to put it, up around, Moira, Lisburn, and it's put down in South Armagh to sit and then move on at some stage. So we've made some arrests in relation to it and had people through the courts.
Good. And of course, those who want to report things to you, they now have a new number they can use.
Yes, we have a new number. It's 101. It's a non-emergency. 101. 101, a non-emergency number. So obviously, if there's anything that someone needs to report to the police that's not an emergency, 101's our new number. It's a lot more easier to remember.
And when people come through to it, there could be, I don't know the answer to this, but is it possible at a certain out of office hours there could be a small delay, you're asked to wait, and then you're put through? Does that happen?
Yes. Not so much now. We now have a central...
So 24/7, 101, you talk to a human being?
Yes, you'll talk to an operator in Armagh. And basically they'll screen your call, and that then sent out to the police on the ground.
So it moves quickly.
It moves a lot quicker.
It's the right. But having said that, if you deem the situation to be of a serious enough nature, 999.
999. Yes.
And no one's going to scold you for that.
Definitely not. No, as long as it's an emergency. We do get quite a few calls that are non-emergency calls on the 999. But I think that's sometimes down to people that don't know the number for the police. The 101 number should
That's
be.
one to remember, 101, especially if you're an old person
Yeah.
out there, and the 999 in the community, because there was last year, at the end of last year, a spate of attacks on old people living alone in isolated places in large houses, and we don't want to frighten anybody, but good watching cuts the head of bad luck.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
so people have a responsibility to look after themselves. You know, how long have you been in Crossmaglen?
Probably about 12 years
12
in total.
now, yeah.
Between it, I used to work in Forkhill and Newton
Yeah.
Hamilton and Bestbrook, and
Yeah.
I just float around.
Would be there was a time it wouldn't have been a greatly sought after job.
No, but
You would have seen some of that.
yes, yes. I've or over 20 years experience in the police. I've seen a lot of it,
Yeah.
but things have gradually changed and continue to change on a daily, weekly basis. You know, we're involved a lot more with the community. We have a lot more. Like we had a meeting on Monday morning with Community Restorative Justice.
Yes.
It's a monthly meeting. We met some folk who are concerned about quads and forest parks, doing damage to the environment and doing damage to the forest parks. We've had a number of meetings. We have regular meetings with the councillors as well. So, and we engage with everybody. The schools officer gets into nearly all the schools in South Armagh. So, 10 years ago, when that wasn't happening, but you know, it's gradually coming on, and when we're building relationships, and it's good that we can lift the phone now and speak to individuals and say, look, we have this issue, or we're running an operation. We just want to let you know.
In short, we're becoming civilised.
Correct.
I think that's the way it is. Sam Hoey, thank you for coming in. We'll see you or one of your colleagues in a couple of weeks' time.
No problem.
All
Thank
the
you
best
very,
to you.
very
Take
much.
care.
Thank you now.
Thank you very much.